This is the third video in the series on back splices. And this one will use a crown knot combined with a helical splice, and we'll put some tapering in it. This one doesn't have any tapering, and the crown knot has been tied with the lay of the rope. In other words, counterclockwise, look from the top. And on this one, then I'll go ahead and tie it against the lay or clockwise to see the difference. Prepare the rope just like we did in the last video with our strands unwound to appropriate length. The helical splice takes a little more tucks than the over and under tuck, so I've got probably a little longer strands than I would otherwise need. Okay, so we'll go ahead and tie the crown knot, and we'll tie it against the lay. In other words, clockwise. There, it's looking pretty tight. Now we can take our seizing off of here so we can start our splice. Tighten it up a little more. Okay, on the helical splice, remember we're going to spiral around, the working strand will spiral around the same standing part strand for the whole length of the splice. And we want to roll it out so that the threads in the strand match the lay of the threads in the standing part strand. Okay, that's one tuck each, and we'll tighten her up good. And I'll tuck a total of 5. And that's 2. There. Each of the strands have now been tucked in a backhanded fashion, a helical splice, 5 times. And so now I could cut it off here, but I'll go ahead and demonstrate a taper using another Sailmaker's technique that I haven't shown you before. So what we'll do, I've taken the seizing off the end, and we'll separate out our strands now so we can start trimming some out. This rope has 6 yarns in each of the strands, and I'll make a tuck, cut a strand, make a tuck, cut a strand. So we'll choose a strand here that's sort of buried. Let's say this one. I'll get rid of it. And then we'll proceed to lay this out. Now that I've loosened them, sometimes they can get kind of goofed up a little bit. If that's the case, and there's something loose like this one, we'll just find it, and then we can pull on it to get it tight. And see how this strand popped up? That's not to worry, we'll fix that later. Now we'll go on to this one. Cut this strand out. And the final one. So get rid of another one. Okay, that was 2 reductions, so we have 4 strings left. Just to speed things along, I'll continue this off camera. Okay, I've finished the taper now, and now we've got to deal with these loose ends that started to come loose out of the splice. I made a little tool here. It's just made out of some stiff wire. And what we'll do is we'll stick it through from the other side of the rope through one of the strands, and we'll try to come out somewhere near this strand. See if we can get it to come through here. There we go. Now we'll just catch this yarn, pull it through the loop, and then we'll just tuck that, and then we can nip it off. And that's got her hidden away. Here's another one that didn't work out so well. Let's do the same thing. There's one there too. This one will try going through the adjacent strand. And there, now we're ready to roll it underfoot. The big advantage of this helical splice and why the Sailmakers liked it is because they could put parceling, they put some worming and parceling into the grooves, and then they could serve the whole thing more of a permanent solution. Here's the other helical splice, and this one was with the crown knot tied with the lay, and you can see again that this is a little more round and not so blunt. It's basically the splicer's option. In the fourth video, we're going to take the trimming and apply it to the standing part of the splice, so that with a sort of a calculated taper, when we put the splice back together again, the diameter of the finished rope is pretty much the same as the original.